Top 12 protein foods to build muscle. After 60, some even beat eggs. Have you ever noticed that after turning 60, even if you still eat 3 meals a day and try to maintain a healthy diet, your body just keeps getting weaker? You can't walk as far as before, your limbs tire out easily, and just climbing a few steps makes your heart race. You might think it's just normal aging, but I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, is there something inside that's quietly declining without you realizing it? I've worked with many patients aged 55 to 70, former teachers, engineers, retired military officers. They all have one thing in common. They're not starving. They still live fairly healthy lives, but their bodies are weakening in a way they can't explain. One of the most common reasons I've seen is this. They're not getting enough protein, not in terms of quantity, but the right kind at the right time. And their bodies just aren't absorbing it the way they used to. I remember one patient named James, 63 years old, living in Florida. He used to do light workouts every morning, ate eggs regularly, and even took protein shakes, but he was still losing muscle, gaining fat, and feeling weaker by the day. When we reviewed his eating habits, I found something interesting. Most of his protein sources came from foods that no longer suited his digestive and metabolic systems after age 60. The problem wasn't eating too little. It was eating wrong. Let me give you a picture. If a house is falling apart, you can't fix it by just painting the walls or cleaning up every day. You need good, quality bricks placed in the right spots. Our bodies are the same. After 60, protein is like those bricks, rebuilding muscle, bones, the immune system, and even brain function. But not all bricks work the same. Some get flushed out, some aren't properly digested, and some just put more stress on your kidneys or digestive system. So in today's video, Dr. Sam Wells, I'm going to share with you 12 protein-rich foods that are even more effective than eggs, yet much more suitable for people over 60. Some of them can be found at your local grocery store. Some only require a single spoonful to meet your daily needs. And all of them are hand-picked from my experience working with hundreds of older adults in the USA. If you truly care about your health after 60, if you want to stay strong, maintain your muscle and endurance, and live independently for as long as possible, hit that subscribe button on the Wellness Unfolds channel every day. I'll bring you one small thing, just a simple idea that can shift your whole journey toward healthy aging. Are you ready? Let's get started. Dairy protein, easy to digest, long-lasting for your muscles. Once we hit 60, our bodies slowly lose the ability to build and maintain muscle like before. It's not because we're lazy or not eating enough, but because our bodies simply can't process protein as efficiently anymore. That's why choosing the right kind of protein, something easy to absorb, gentle on digestion, and capable of nourishing muscles over time, becomes incredibly important. Among the best sources of protein for older adults, I want you to pay special attention to dairy protein, but not just your typical glass of milk. I'm talking about Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. These two are rich in high-quality protein. They're slow digesting. They don't spike insulin, and they don't leave you feeling bloated. I remember a patient named Helen, 60 years old, living in Oregon. When she came to see me, she was in pretty rough shape, trouble sleeping, feeling drained in the mornings, and especially struggling with stamina during yoga, something she used to love. She wasn't lacking nutrients. She ate well and paid close attention to her diet. But when I asked more about when and how she was getting protein, I noticed something important. She wasn't eating much protein at night. I suggested one simple change. Eat a small portion of cottage cheese before bed, about half a cup. We picked a low-fat, unsweetened version. The reason: cottage cheese contains a protein called casein. It digests slowly and can nourish your muscles throughout the night, helping prevent muscle breakdown while you sleep. A month later, Helen came back with a bright smile. She said, "I had no idea such a small change could make such a big difference. I'm sleeping more deeply, waking up lighter, and during yoga, I feel like I'm in control again." I'm sharing Helen's story not to promote a product, but to show you that the right protein, at the right time, and in the right form can be a key to slowing down how your body ages. While many people turn to protein powders, simple and wholesome foods like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese often get overlooked. Have you ever noticed that not all dairy is the same? A regular glass of milk has a lot of lactose, and as we get older, many of us lose the ability to digest lactose properly, which leads to bloating and discomfort. But Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are different. They're processed to remove most of the lactose and have a much higher protein content. Greek yogurt, in particular, is packed with protein often twice as much as regular yogurt. It also provides probiotics that support digestion, which is a big plus for older adults. Eating plain Greek yogurt in the morning, paired with some fresh fruit or walnuts, is a great way to start your day with steady, lasting energy. As for cottage cheese, it makes a perfect evening snack. You can pair it with a few avocado slices or just eat it plain. No sugar, no carbs, but full of protein that helps repair muscle and keeps your metabolism steady throughout the night. I often tell my patients, you don't need to eat more, you just need to eat smarter. After 60, your body doesn't process food the same way. If you're eating the wrong things, your body can't make use of them. But when you choose the right kind of protein, like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, you'll find that you don't have to eat more to feel stronger, more energetic, and sleep more deeply. I want you to imagine this. Every night, your cells are being rebuilt. If you don't give them the right materials, or if you give them the wrong ones, those cells will weaken, and you'll feel it in every step, every ache, every restless night. But when you choose wisely, your body truly gets a chance to heal. Are you eating dairy every day? If so, are you sure you're choosing the right kinds, or are you still drinking sugary milk, eating fruit, flavored yogurt with added sweeteners, and thinking that's enough? I'm not asking you to overhaul everything at once, but try one simple step. Add a small portion of cottage cheese at night, or switch to plain Greek yogurt for breakfast. After just a few weeks, you might be surprised at how deeply your body responds to those small but powerful changes. In the next part, I'll share with you another source of protein, not from animals, and not from powder, but one that can help strengthen your muscles, improve joint mobility, and support heart health, especially in older adults. But before we get there, I want you to reflect on your eating habits. Is there protein in your breakfast? What are you eating at night before bed? And are you missing a simple opportunity to support your body every single night? I'm Dr. Sam Wells, and the journey to health after 60 always begins with the little things, like a spoonful of cottage cheese before bed, complete plant-based protein. Small but mighty. Picture this. One fall evening in California, I was sitting in my clinic with Walter, a 68-year-old patient. Slim build. Kind eyes. He said, Sam, I'm trying to eat more, but the more I eat, the more tired I feel. I eat meat, I eat eggs, but I still feel weak. I asked him, Walter, do you eat soybeans, quinoa, or tempeh? He chuckled and shook his head. I thought those were just for vegetarians. That's a common belief. Many people still think only meat and fish are good protein sources. But the truth is, there are plant proteins that not only provide all 9 essential amino acids just like meat and eggs, but also come with added benefits like easier digestion, reduced inflammation, and no strain on your liver, kidneys, or heart. Let's start with edamame, those bright green young soybeans often served with Japanese meals. Just 100 grams of cooked edamame packs, nearly 19 grams of protein, more than lean chicken by weight. But more importantly, edamame is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids the human body can't make on its own. That sets it apart from most plant-based foods, which are usually missing at least one key amino acid like lysine or methionine. Many older adults who start eating edamame regularly tell me they feel lighter and experience less bloating compared to when they eat red meat. A 71-year-old woman named Margaret from Arizona once told me, after 3 weeks of replacing her evening meat with edamame, I'm sleeping better, and my stomach doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. Next is quinoa, tiny seeds from South America that are now common in most major U.S. grocery stores. Don't let their small size fool you. Quinoa isn't just high in protein, it's also an excellent source of fiber, iron, and magnesium. 1 cup of cooked quinoa gives you about 8 grams of complete protein. That might not sound like a lot, but the added fiber and minerals help stabilize blood sugar and support digestion, especially useful for older adults dealing with diabetes or chronic constipation. I often recommend patients add quinoa to soups or salads instead of white rice or pasta to boost nutrition without spiking blood sugar. One diabetic male patient, 65 years old, told me after 2 months of eating quinoa, my morning blood sugar levels are consistently lower, and strangely, I don't crave sweets as much. Lastly, tempeh. If you've never heard of tempeh, let me introduce you to this time-tested food from Indonesia, embraced in Japan and many Asian cultures for centuries. Tempeh is naturally fermented soybeans, firmer and more flavorful than tofu, richer in protein, and packed with gut-friendly bacteria. 100-gram serving of tempeh provides about 19 grams of complete protein, along with digestive enzymes and vitamin B12, something vegans often lack. Fermentation also makes the nutrients in soy more bioavailable, reducing bloating or discomfort often caused by regular tofu or boiled soybeans. Let me tell you about Mrs. Ito, a 73-year-old Japanese American patient from Oregon. She eats a little tempeh every day at lunch. She told me, "I've never needed digestive supplements. Tempeh is my natural remedy." In Okinawa, a region known for its high longevity, people commonly eat tempeh or natto, both fermented soy products, every day. That might be one reason they maintain strong digestion, sharp minds, and resilient immune systems well into old age. From my perspective as a specialist, plant protein isn't just an alternative. It's a smart choice for older adults. After 60, the body produces fewer digestive enzymes, so eating too much red meat can cause fatigue, toxic buildup, and even raise the risk of kidney issues. Meanwhile, plant proteins like edamame, quinoa, or tempeh are easier to process, fight inflammation, support gut health, and help the body detox naturally. So I want you to really ask yourself, are you getting enough protein but from the wrong sources? Many people consume lots of animal protein, yet still lose muscle, feel inflamed, or struggle with digestion. Sometimes the problem isn't eating too little, it's eating the wrong kind. If you're approaching or well past 60, try adding edamame to your dinners, swap white rice for quinoa at lunch, and start eating tempeh 2 or 3 times a week. Your body will quietly but clearly thank you with deeper sleep, a lighter belly, and stronger legs when you get out of bed each morning. Have you tried any of these 3 foods before? If not, which one do you think you'll start with? Protein from super seeds, tiny but mighty. Picture this, it's a quiet afternoon. You're sitting on the porch, casually snacking on a few roasted seeds. They seem like just a light treat, right? But in reality, you're giving your body a powerful dose of protein, exactly what your muscles need to stay strong and flexible after 60. Most people think protein only comes from meat. But what if I told you that tiny seeds like pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, or even seitan, a plant-based protein made from wheat gluten, can match or even outperform red meat in building muscle? It might sound surprising, but the science backs it up. One of my patients, Bill, 70 years old, came in with high blood pressure and fluctuating cholesterol. He had a habit of eating salty snacks every afternoon. I suggested he switch to unsalted roasted pumpkin seeds, just 1 small handful a day. 3 months later, his blood pressure improved, cholesterol stabilized, and he told me the best part. He no longer felt bloated. He smiled and said, "Doc, I never thought these tiny seeds would make me feel this good." Pumpkin seeds might sound basic, but just 28 grams deliver nearly 7 grams of protein, almost the same as an egg. More importantly, they're packed with zinc, magnesium, and antioxidants, which help reduce inflammation and boost immunity, exactly what our bodies need after 60. Now let's talk about hemp seeds. Not as common, but absolutely worth it. Just 3 tablespoons give you over 10 grams of complete protein, with all 9 essential amino acids. They also contain a perfect balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, supporting heart health and joint function. I once joked with a patient, these aren't magic, but if you eat them daily, they sure act like nature's vitamins. And then there's seitan. It's made from pure gluten, has a meat-like texture, and is popular among vegetarians. Just 100 grams can give you 20-25 grams of protein, which is right up there with chicken or beef. If you don't have issues with gluten, seitan is a solid protein choice, cholesterol-free, low in saturated fat, and very easy to cook. Just pan, sear a slice with veggies and low-sodium soy sauce, and you've got yourself a balanced, tasty meal. But here's the real point. Are you eating these foods the right way? I've seen so many people buy pre-roasted, seasoned seeds coated in caramel or honey. Sure, they taste great, but you're also loading up on empty calories, extra salt, and unhealthy fats. At that point, most of the health benefits are wiped out. My advice, keep it simple. Dry roast your seeds without salt. Blend soaked seeds into your morning smoothie. Sprinkle hemp seeds on Greek yogurt or salads. Use seitan as part of your stir-fry. The more naturally these ingredients show up in your everyday meals, the more your body will thank you. I once asked a patient, have you ever noticed how the little things, a handful of seeds, a sip of water, a few morning steps can make the biggest difference? The answer was usually a silent nod. Because it's true. We tend to chase complicated solutions and forget that health comes from small, consistent actions. Once you hit your 60s, it's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. These tiny seeds might just be the secret weapons that help you keep your muscles, lower inflammation, balance your blood pressure, and most importantly, feel strong and in control of your life. If this kind of info helps, I invite you to subscribe to the Wellness Unfolds channel. Every day, I'll share simple but powerful ways to help you stay healthy and energized well into your later years, because living well isn't about chasing youth. It's about fully enjoying the years you have meaningfully. Do you already snack on seeds? Which ones do you choose? And if not, why not start today? Algae and dried fish. High bioprotein for those with poor appetite. Some patients, I can tell right away they don't need another prescription. They need a better way to eat. Not long ago, I met an 82-year-old woman living alone after her husband passed. She had completely lost her appetite. She told me, "Doctor, I don't eat because I want to. I eat because I have to." For 2 months, her meals were just thin rice porridge. No meat, no veggies. She weakened so quickly she could barely walk for 10 minutes. I didn't give her supplements. I didn't send her to the hospital. I just asked her to try one small thing. Add a teaspoon of dried fish powder to her porridge, and I asked her daughter to help mix a small spoon of spirulina into her morning drink. 2 weeks later, she walked into my office, not fast, but steady, without needing help. She smiled and said, "Doctor, I stopped at the temple this morning before coming to see you." Her eyes were brighter. Her steps were more stable. All thanks to adding a tiny bit of high bioprotein to her daily meals. Spirulina. Tiny but powerful. Spirulina is a blue-green algae that's been part of the human diet for thousands of years. Today, it's known as a superfood packed with protein and incredibly easy to digest. Perfect for older adults. Did you know that 100 grams of spirulina powder contains 57 grams of protein? That's nearly double what lean beef offers, and 4 times the protein in an egg. And the best part, it's considered high bioavailability, meaning your body can absorb and use it more easily. Even just 5 grams a day, a single teaspoon gives you over 8 grams of pure protein, along with essential amino acids, vitamin B12, iron, and antioxidants. This is why NASA includes spirulina in astronauts' diets. It's nutrient-dense, lightweight, and easy to store. For older adults, it's a quiet but powerful ally for rebuilding muscle, boosting immunity, and reducing cellular inflammation. I often tell my older patients, especially those who are vegetarian, picky eaters, or physically weak, to stir spirulina into soup, porridge, or warm water. It has a slightly seaweed-like taste, but it grows on you, and your body will thank you after just a few weeks. Dried fish powder. Ocean's secret. Dried fish powder is a traditional health secret from many coastal communities. In Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and even parts of Alaska, elders sprinkle it into porridge, soup, or rice, not just for flavor, but to get a serious boost of protein. Depending on the type of fish and how it's processed, 100 grams of fish powder can offer 60-70 grams of protein. That's one of the highest protein to weight ratios you'll find. It also delivers calcium, phosphorus, omega-3, and vitamin D, all key nutrients for older adults, especially those at risk of osteoporosis. I once ran a small study at a senior care center. For 3 months, I asked each person to add just 10 grams of dried fish powder to their porridge or soup daily. Over 70% reported better stamina, improved hemoglobin levels, and surprisingly, better appetite. It's fascinating. When your body gets the right kind of protein, even in small amounts, it stops feeling so drained and sluggish. Older adults don't need large meals. They need small portions of highly absorbable protein. Why older adults need more absorbable protein? As you age, your body's ability to process protein from food drops. This is called anabolic resistance. You might eat enough, but your body doesn't use it efficiently. That's why instead of one big meal with lots of meat, it's better for seniors to have several small meals, each with a little high bioprotein like spirulina or fish powder, easy to digest, quick to absorb, and gentle on the stomach. On top of that, many older folks have trouble chewing, swallowing, or digesting. Some also deal with chronic issues like kidney disease, diabetes, or heart problems. Nutrient-dense, low-volume protein sources like spirulina or dried fish powder are smart choices that nourish without burdening the body. Advice for those caring for elderly parents. If you live with aging parents, try changing up how you prepare meals. Sprinkle a spoon of fish powder into their morning porridge, stir some spirulina into their soup or tea, then watch. You might see rosier skin, better sleep, or simply a brighter mood. That's not magic. It's just what happens when the body gets what it truly needs. Are you or your parents getting enough nutrition? A lot of people think eating enough means not feeling hungry. But for seniors, eating enough means getting enough protein, vitamins, and minerals. If your daily meals are mostly rice or noodles with little protein, maybe it's time to add just 1 spoon of something tiny but mighty. You can find spirulina and dried fish powder at health food stores, organic markets, or traditional herbal shops. Don't be afraid to try. One small change could mean a big difference in health. And if you found this helpful, share it with your loved ones, especially those caring for their elderly parents or grandparents. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with more daily tips for healthy living after 60. Protein from cheese and chickpeas. A simple daily boost. Picture this. It's an afternoon snack time. Instead of reaching for a sweet cookie or a slice of bread with peanut butter like usual, you have a bowl of crispy roasted chickpeas or a warm bowl of porridge, topped with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. It sounds simple, maybe even too familiar, but for someone over 60, especially when muscle mass is shrinking and stamina is fading, this small change can make a big difference. I once had a patient, Mr. John, 67 years old, who used to have cookies with tea every afternoon. When I suggested swapping that with roasted chickpeas tossed in a bit of olive oil and sea salt, he wasn't too interested at first. But a month later, he came back and said, "I feel fuller for longer, and I don't wake up hungry in the middle of the night anymore." What he didn't realize was that he'd been adding plant-based protein into his routine effortlessly, without needing to eat more. Chickpeas, which many only know from hummus, are actually an incredible source of protein. In 100 grams of cooked chickpeas, you get about 8-9 grams of protein. If you're using dried chickpeas, that number goes up to 19 grams per 100 grams, on par with lean meats. Beyond protein, chickpeas are rich in fiber, iron, folate, and magnesium, all of which are essential for a strong immune system and heart health in older adults. One thing I often tell my patients is this: don't think of protein as something you only get from main meals. Try to add a little throughout your day. A well-planned snack is just as important as lunch. And when it comes to snacks, roasted chickpeas are a quiet superstar. You can buy them unsalted at the store or roast them at home with a bit of olive oil. They're crunchy, nutty, and easy to enjoy. Now, let's talk cheese. I know many people shy away from cheese worried about fat, cholesterol, or having heard it's bad for the heart. But not all cheeses are the same. I'm talking about Parmesan, a hard cheese, packed with protein, low in lactose, and just a small amount goes a long way in both flavor and nutrition. In 100 grams of Parmesan, there's a whopping 8 grams of protein, much higher than eggs, milk, or many meats, and because it's hard and salty, people usually use just a little, maybe 10 to 15 grams per serving. But even that small amount adds about 4 to 5 grams of high-quality protein. I once advised a 72-year-old patient who couldn't stand eating meat to try adding a spoonful of Parmesan to her evening porridge. It made the porridge richer in flavor, easier to eat, and most importantly, her body still got the protein it needed to maintain her weakening muscles. Just a few weeks later, she told me, "I don't feel those late-night hunger pangs anymore, and physical therapy feels a bit easier." Some people ask me, should I eat cheese every day? The answer is yes, you can, if you choose the right kind and use it correctly. Parmesan, in moderation, about 10 to 20 grams a day, won't raise cholesterol or cause weight gain. On the contrary, it can help you feel full longer and improve calcium absorption. What I really want to emphasize is this: older adults don't need to eat a lot to get enough protein. Just a bit of thought in food choices, like tossing some roasted chickpeas into your snack, or sprinkling Parmesan over porridge, soup, or salad can go a long way in supporting your body. I understand many people after 60 simplify their meals, partly because their taste changes, partly because digestion slows down. But simple doesn't have to mean lacking. With just a bit of chickpeas and Parmesan, you can nourish your body fully without needing a drastic overhaul. Have you ever thought about adding protein to your everyday snacks? Instead of cookies or potato chips, try a handful of roasted chickpeas, or just a spoonful of Parmesan on steamed veggies. It can truly make a difference. It's not just about taste, it's a smart choice for long-term health. If you're starting the journey of caring for your body after 60, I truly encourage you to take a fresh look at your daily meals. Are you missing out on protein? You might not need to eat more, just eat better. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds so we can continue this journey of caring for your health every day. I believe caring for your body is a quiet, yet powerful way to love yourself, especially at an age where every small thing matters. Protein builds everything in our body, from muscles and connective tissue to enzymes and hormones. But here's something people often overlook. After age 60, your body doesn't absorb and use protein like it used to. You can eat the same amount as a young person, but only get about half the effect. That's why many older adults, even those who eat regularly, lose muscle, feel weak, and see their immune system decline. Think of your body as a house that's aging. You don't just pour in materials randomly, you have to repair the right parts at the right time. Older bodies are the same, not just more protein, but the right kind, easy to digest, quick to absorb, high in bioavailability. The older you get, the smarter you need to be about eating. A breakfast with Greek yogurt, a light dinner of porridge topped with parmesan, a handful of crispy chickpeas while watching TV, a spoonful of dried fish powder stirred into porridge for someone who eats lightly. These tiny habits, done daily, are how you rebuild strength and independence in old age. I've met patients in their 60s, even 70s, who thought their bodies had passed their prime, but after just a few months of eating differently, their muscles returned, their balance improved, and they started walking again, climbing stairs without getting tired, and playing with their grandkids without feeling worn out. That's the quiet magic of eating the right protein the right way. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of your body. We've explored 12 protein-rich foods together, clearly grouped. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, great for building muscle at night. Quinoa, tempeh, edamame plant-based proteins that pack a full nutritional punch. Tiny seeds like pumpkin and hemp, and even seitan, secret weapons for daily meals. Superfoods for low appetite. Dried fish powder, spirulina high, protein with just a few spoonfuls. And finally, two of the most flexible, parmesan and chickpeas, perfect anytime as a snack. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your parents and loved ones, and don't forget to hit subscribe to get more useful videos every day. Thank you for spending your valuable time watching this. Wishing you health, peace, and happiness. See you in the next video.